everybody. Max Denny from Young Guns, Ohio. How's everybody doing? We got something cool today. What does that look like? Looks like a Glock. A lot of people will know that. But, what kind of Glock? Looks like a G17 mag. But, yeah, that slide doesn't look like a 17 slide. It's because it's not. What we have here is the Glock 45. And no, not the Glock 21, and not the Glock 36, not a 45 caliber Glock, not a problem solver, but the actual new G45. And I gotta tell you guys, I love it. I've been waiting to do a review on it till I got some rounds down on it, and I did. Gone out a few times in the last month or two and put a little over 1,000 rounds through it. And I gotta tell you guys, I am particularly happy with it. It is extremely nice, and let me point out a few things that I really like about it. We have a very slim grip. I absolutely love that. I've never been a big fan of the finger grooves on the Gen 3, and I believe it's on the Gen 4. I'm very much so into this extremely slim grip. Got the flared mag well that's kind of covering it up there, but yeah, really nice texturing on the front, and kind of the general factory aggressive grooves that you're used to, but they may have done a little extra to it. One of the big things that they've really changed here is putting front slide serrations, so you can be super high speed and press check from the front there, which I gotta say, it is easier. I have been playing with it. I'm not one that particularly press checks all the time. Should and shouldn't, I don't know. That's an argument to have. Let me know down in the comment section what you do, if you do press check every time, or if it's a here and there kind of a thing. I am kind of interested in that. The trigger, we move over to that. As Grand Thumb says, let's go stick. Let out, let out, let out, let out, let out, and crispy. I mean, a Glock trigger is a Glock trigger, but this one is nicer. Out of the box, it feels like a broken in Gen 4 trigger. I heard someone else on YouTube use that analogy, and I'm going to use it too because I think that that's a very accurate analogy for it. We have the accessory rail just like on anything else for X300s, PLR H1s, O-lights, blah blah blah. Enforce, if you haven't gone through it like I have and got pissed off at Enforce, not good. I don't like Enforce. I've had like 3 or 4 of them crap out on me, so no APLC for me. I really like that it's like perfectly in line with the barrel, and it's a good compact light when it works, and I like the touch on them, but no, I'm not going to use them. I'm a big TLR1 HL fan. Always have been. It's a really good light, and I think I'm going to keep on rocking that one. X300 in the 1000 or the TLR1 HL, I think they trade blows with each other, and if you're on a budget, definitely go TLR1 HL, and if you're not, I don't know, go X300 with the 1000 lumen upgrade. Anywho, the flared magwell, you got the nice slim grip on it. The Gen 5s have a slide lock on the right side and on the left side. I really like that. I've noticed myself doing this pinch thing where I've been putting both my thumb and my index finger, you can see it really well, better like that, and then sliding it down like from both sides. I know it's mainly for being able to go lefty and then righty. And I've used it like that too, and it's very good. It's very nice, and it works really well. But for some reason, I don't know. I tend to put both of my thumb and my index finger on both sides when I drop it like that. It's I don't know. I don't know why I like it, but I do. So for those of you who don't know, this is the I don't know the law enforcement slash civilian version of the Glock 19X. They took away the lanyard loop on the bottom. It's not in puke dark earth, and the finish on these is really nice. I think they call it an NDLC finish. But I've been carrying it for months, and I put over 1,000 rounds through it. And I got to tell you guys, it's my favorite Glock. It's my favorite Glock I've ever shot, even over the Glock 34, which to a lot of people is like the unbeatable or the benchmark of like what a good combat pistol should be. This is just as good, in my opinion. The only downside of it is the shorter barrel, so you're going to get a little less velocity out of your bullets, but I don't know if that's a terribly big deal. This thing just fits so comfortably in your hand, and you can fully get a nice purchase on the gun. Got to give a shout out to one of my favorite companies, T-Rex Arms, making a beautiful holster. I've been running this for um, 6 or 7 months, and it is fantastic. I really dig the color and the print on it. I think it was Cryptic Nomad. Yeah, I think this is Cryptek Nomad, and fantastic. The fit and finish, fantastic. Listen those. Super nice. Yeah, I've been carrying this, and a lot of people have asked me, does the extended handle, the 17, the G17 length handle, does that, is there any downsides to carrying that? And the answer is no. There's only an upside to it. When you go to draw the gun, that extra handle you can really feel come into play. It gives you a little more leeway on being able to screw up your draw, which is extremely easy in concealed carry because your gun isn't always at exactly 3 o'clock. It's not always exactly at 4 o'clock. So when you go to draw from concealment from a 19, you have a much easier time missing the, the grip to get that nice master grip that you're looking for. And then on this G17 length handle, there's a little bit of leeway going on to where you can screw up your draw a little bit and still come out completely fine. But away from concealed carry and just a general shooting for like competition style for IDPA or USPSA, this grip is just better. And when you do, I'm not the aggressive type of shooter where I'm doing a swimming pool thing where I'm diving into a pool. I do the more straight up and down, not tucked in, not extended out a lot, but just kind of like in here, and it's very nice. It's a lot better than the G19. I've owned a lot of G19s, and there's always an upgrade to having 2 extra bullets. A G19, everyone knows the magazine carries 15 rounds, and the G45 we're rocking 17 rounds. So you can, I don't recommend it, but you can run 18 rounds one in the chamber and a full magazine of 17. 17 rounds is better than 15 rounds every time. There's some statistic such as like law enforcement and force on force engagements. I think they miss 80% of the shots taken, and you can kind of transfer that over to a concealed carry world where you're probably going to, in a force on force engagement, probably miss a lot. So why not have a little extra ammo? I'm not going to necessarily get into ammo, but I really like these. This is Liberty Civil Defense. This is 50 grain bullets, and it makes the magazine feel empty. So I'm sure there is a big difference between carrying 147 grain Hornady XTPs versus 50 grain Liberty Civil Defense in the weight category. So I can totally see how somebody would think that this is too heavy if they were carrying a traditional round, a nice 147 or something of that weight, because you have 50 grain and 147 is damn near 150. My bullet weighs 1/3 of a 147 grain, so I can have 3 of these bullets for the weight of one 147, and I'm not losing any lethality, if you will, on my rounds. But that's enough about the ammo. We came here to talk about the G45, and through putting some rounds through it, for carrying it for a while, I gotta say I am completely in love with it. I've always been a Glock guy, and everybody can kind of admit that a Glock is a Glock, and really the only thing that changes through the model numbers drastically is going to be the caliber. They all look the same, they all act the same, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's kind of what Glock is going for. Every person that I've talked to that has toured or has been overseas, they have a lot of complaints about other guns, from Sig Sauer to their Beretta M9, and they all say that if they can, they want to get Glocks, or when they've had Glocks, they've always liked them more than any other type of gun that they've used in combat. And I don't have a lot of combat experience. I'm not a toured guy. I've done some armed security stuff, but in the competition world and the concealed carry world, this kind of fits the bill for a lot of things, and I'm very happy with it. So if you were thinking about getting it, go for it. It is very good, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you have a Gen 4 Glock 19, do you need to go out and buy this? No. If you have a Gen 3 G17, do you need to go out and buy this? No. It's not going to be a whole nother planet. It's not going to be a whole nother universe. Going to it's going to Glock, and Glock is Glock and always will be Glock. But that is one of the reasons why I love them. But if you're on the fence, I say do it. All right. This is Max Denny from Young Guns, Ohio. Remember, how crazy are you trying to get?